Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. This is Kat. I have a very exciting announcement to share with you guys. I am actually pregnant. So as of today, I am 10 weeks and 6 days. Tomorrow I'll be 11 weeks pregnant. And I wanted to come on and just share with everybody how I have survived the first trimester because it is challenging to say the least. The first trimester is a bit difficult. So by the time you guys are watching this, I will have told all of my family and friends and like my job and everything. So when this video is actually posted, I'll be farther along. But just to kind of give you an idea, I'm coming up to the end of my first trimester right now. So the very first month, I didn't even know I was pregnant. I had almost no symptoms. I was tired, but I thought it was just from, having my wedding and things like that. After I found out I was pregnant, I realized some of the symptoms that I was actually experiencing and realized that they were actually pregnancy related. So I started kind of changing the things that I was doing. I was already taking a prenatal. So I have been taking a prenatal actually for about 2 years. A few years ago I got really sick, and so I started working with a nutritionist, and he actually recommended, just because of my age and because I had a regular menstrual cycle and things like that, he was like, you should just take a prenatal. It has everything that a woman needs. So I've been taking the Garden of Life brand. I really like it. Besides the actual vitamins and things like that, it's got plenty of like the important stuff, folate, all the right minerals. It's food-based. It also has, it's called Digestive Comfort Blend, which I took for granted prior to being pregnant, but I really, really appreciate it now. So it's got some enzymes and things to kind of help the pregnant woman out. I also take multigreens. So these are actually a Young Living supplement. I take 6 a day. They are really good for kind of like giving me a little boost of natural energy. So I take them in the morning and then I take them in the afternoon. They have like chlorophyll and things like that. So another really, really good one. And then the last thing that I take on a daily basis is actually Omega Gize, another Young Living supplement. So this is, all my omega fatty acids, which are crucial for not just your own health and your brain health, but of course for a developing baby. So I make sure that I get these in every day. But one thing that, even with the enzymes and things like that I still experienced was nausea and heartburn and just all sorts of like indigestion. So there were other things that I did to kind of help deal with those symptoms. The first is, I recommend if you are pregnant, like get the biggest cup or like water bottle that you can of water, because if you do not stay hydrated, you will not feel well. Like, it is crazy how quickly you feel dehydrated and how thirsty you'll be the whole time, even though you feel like you're drinking water all day. I probably drink now that I'm like towards the end of my first trimester, I think I'm drinking about 3.5 liters a day. And like I'll still feel thirsty. But that's including like I still work out a little bit and stuff too, so I'm sure that plays into it. But either way, you need like the biggest water bottle that you can find. Now I also was getting a lot of heartburn. I started getting it maybe like around 6 weeks. It's kind of eased up a little bit now, but I still get it at night. And so I also started using straws, because even drinking like ice cold water, especially at night, I would just feel like it would make my heartburn worse, but I was so thirsty. So straws will be your best friend if that is happening to you. You can just sip on the water really slow, and you can sit up in bed and just drink your water, and I just found it to be a lifesaver. Speaking of drinking water in bed, I have 3 pillows right now on my bed because laying down flat is not comfortable. So it's not so much that like, I have a huge belly or anything like that. I'm hardly even showing. It's just that when I lay down flat, that's when I tend to get heartburn the worst. So I just stack up the pillows behind me, and that's how I sleep now. If I do fall asleep laying down, usually I'll end up waking up in the middle of the night and I'll be thirsty and have heartburn. So pillows, again, another thing that will be your best friend. And then the last thing that I kind of keep by my bedside is actually Ritz crackers. So another like not so glamorous part of pregnancy that not a lot of people talk about is you get hungry at like random times, and at least in the first trimester, what I've experienced is like with all the indigestion and like nausea and stuff, like real food, like I just can't do it all the time. So Ritz crackers it is. I did actually start out with saltine crackers, but when I was, I think, maybe like 7 or 8 weeks, I actually caught a stomach bug. So it was a 24-hour bug, and I can't do saltine crackers anymore because of that. They just bring back bad memories. So Ritz crackers it is. It's not the most like glamorous thing, but honestly, I get this box with these tiny little rolls, and that's how I get by. So like last night I woke up at 3 a.m. and I had to go to the bathroom, and I was really thirsty and hungry. So went to the bathroom, had my water on my nightstand, was drinking it out of my straw, and opened up my crackers and then went straight back to bed. I made a joke with my dad and my sister that like you kind of feel like a little like nocturnal animal or something. Like the only other thing I know on the planet that does that every night is our Chihuahua. Like he gets up, goes to the bathroom, we'll drink a little, we'll eat a little, and then go back to bed. Like that's what I do now. I also keep those, so I keep the water and I keep the Ritz crackers next to my bed because I found that in the morning I would pretty much wake up a little nauseous. But if I started drinking water and I ate some crackers before I even got out of bed, then it would kind of like help ease that, and it would go away quicker in the morning than if I just tried to get up, you know, do my normal routine and eat breakfast as I was getting ready for work. Like that didn't cut it. That was too late for me. I already needed to start drinking water and stuff, and so my stomach would just hurt already. So yeah, I have food and water next to my bed at all times now. So I have a few more things that I want to share with you guys. My belly did start itching probably around week like 9 or 10. If you've never been pregnant before, it's a very different kind of itchy. Like it almost reminds me of having like a scab, or if you've ever had stitches that are healing. Like it's not just the outside of your skin, but it's almost like the inside of your skin itches, and like, I don't know, it's bizarre. So regular lotion and stuff like that was not cutting it. Like it would work for a little while, and then by the time I'd get to work, I'd already be so itchy again. So what I actually started using was animal sense ointment. So I use this all over. And it will last throughout the day. Like I can go my whole shift without being itchy, and then I just reapply at night when I get out of the shower, and I won't wake up at night because I'm itchy. So it lasts a long time, and like, you know, I'm still working and things like that. So like I need whatever I'm using to like really count and really last all day, and animal sense ointment actually does that. Another thing that I've actually been experiencing is like really funny breakouts. So a lot more cystic acne than I used to get. They say that it's because your hormones are changing so rapidly, but it's actually like a normal part of pregnancy for your skin to kind of freak out a little bit. So I've been loving rose ointment. So again, another Young Living product. I just kind of apply it to wherever I have the breakout. Sometimes I'll mix in some frankincense or lavender just to kind of calm my skin down, and that has really helped reduce, like, you know, the potential scarring and stuff that I could have had. So yeah, another pregnancy symptom that I just can't wait to get past. But if you are there and you're experiencing that, try out the rose ointment. And then the last two things that I've actually been using on a daily basis, if you've never been pregnant before, you get what's called round ligament pain. So as the things in your body start to like move around and grow and adjust for the baby, you know, I'll be at work, and when I try to move out of my desk, or if I'm in bed and I just kind of turn quickly, like there's actual pain, and that's called round ligament pain. So your body's just kind of like, oh, we're working on something else, like we don't need you to move like that, right? So you just kind of feel this quick little, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's almost like a little tiny, like, jolting pain. So I have found that rubbing Gentle Baby and frankincense on my belly has actually really helped prevent those. So not that I'm like, you know, making quick movements all the time or anything like that, but it really helps when, you know, I'm at work and I go to get out of my desk and I'm not stopping anymore. I can just get up like a normal person. So I'll put this on, I'll rub a drop on at night, I'll rub a drop on in the morning, and then I layer on my animal sense ointment, and then I'm ready to go for the day. Once I get farther along in my pregnancy, I do plan on continuing to use both of these oils, but that's because they are, one, good for the baby, but two, really good for just maintaining good skin health. They say that they help reduce like stretch marks and things like that. So just something that I plan on continuing doing. But for now, before I even need to worry about things like that, that round ligament pain is real, and they really, really help and make a big difference. There is one other thing that I want to share. It's not, Young Living related or anything like that. Actually, before I do that, I forgot to talk about relaxation massage oil. So I had actually purchased this prior to my wedding because I felt like I was getting stressed out and I didn't feel like I was sleeping well. So I'll just take a little bit of this, I'll rub it on the back of my neck and my shoulders, and I knock out. Now that I am pregnant and kind of waking up throughout the night, this really helps me fall back to sleep. So, when I wake up at 11 to go to the bathroom and then 3 again to go to the bathroom, I'll rub this on my neck just really quickly. I don't even have to really massage it in. Just the smell of it is so comforting, and it really, really helps me fall back asleep. Okay, now, last thing I promise. When I would be, getting ready for work and feeling kind of nauseous or sluggish or whatever, one of the things that I did that I think helped me the most was I would go on YouTube and I would watch pregnancy videos, like pregnancy vloggers, talking about their symptoms and things like that too, because this is my first pregnancy and I feel like there are just a lot of like connotations with pregnancy that it's going to be this like great, beautiful, magical thing, but I felt sick all the time and it didn't feel that magical or beautiful. And so I went online, I went onto YouTube, and I just looked up, 5-week pregnancy update, 6-week pregnancy update, wherever I am. And I watch vloggers that are on the same week of pregnancy. A lot of them are experiencing the same symptoms, and you will feel so much more normal if you know that there are other people experiencing the same things that you are. Plus, some of the things that I've started doing, I've actually gotten from like their tips and the things that they've shared. So it's been really, really helpful. I also really like a lot of the vloggers from like the UK, Canada, Australia. I find that those videos are really, really honest, and a lot of the American vloggers, a lot of them have like a ton of makeup or all this special lighting, and so they don't seem quite as like real. Whereas if you go and venture into some of the videos from even like Ireland and things like that, those moms are real moms. They do not sugarcoat anything. They don't hide their blemishes or anything. They will show you on the video. So I really appreciated that, especially when I'm like, trying to eat my breakfast and take all these supplements and not throw them up, right? A lot of people have tried things like peppermint and stuff like that during the first trimester to help with the nausea and the heartburn. I actually found that that didn't work for me. They were super, super strong. Even though I used peppermint, like before I was pregnant, I used it almost every single day. I love peppermint, but all I can really do now is diffuse it because my senses have just changed a little bit, and that may happen to you as well. So if that happens, don't be afraid to try other things. I actually found myself reaching for tummy dries, which is from the kids line. And that's something that I use now on a regular basis, as well as Aroma Ease. So those I just found a bit easier to smell and things like that. And so those have helped me out a lot. But otherwise, this is kind of the stuff that I'm reaching for on a daily basis. So thank you so much for joining today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or anything in the comments. Let me know what's helped you get through your pregnancy. I would love to learn about it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.